Hello everyone, this is Dave from davestravelpages.com, and this is a quick video about some of the bicycle touring gear that I'm taking with me for a one-week trip around the Fens region of England. I'm just going to quickly pan over it and then I'll go through it sort of item by item, break it down into sort of like camping stuff, cooking stuff, cycling clothes, electronic gear, the panniers that I'm taking, the bike, that sort of thing. Let's start off by having a look at the bike I'm using on this tour. This is a custom-built Thorn Nomad bike. I've had this for about a year now. Not had the opportunity to take it bicycle touring up until this point, but I've still done a few thousand miles on it and very impressed indeed. A few standout features are it's bright yellow, just in case you hadn't noticed. But the main one really for most people is the Rohloff hub, which I've chosen to use over a derailleur system. There's a few reasons for this. You can read a bit more about that on the website, but in the long run I just think it'll be less hassle and more cost effective. Rack on the back, I'm using panniers on this trip. I did use a trailer when I cycled from Alaska to Argentina. My honest opinion of trailers is they suck. I won't be going back there again. Brooks B17 saddle. Bit of a breaking in period, but once it's broken in, very, very comfortable indeed. Steel frame, it makes this bike very heavy. Front racks, using panniers on the front there. Grip shift to change gear for the Rohloff hub, and that's just an attachment for a handlebar bag. And that's the bike. I'm going to be using panniers for this cycling trip around the Fens. Ortlieb do a range called the Front Roller Classic, which is what that is, and the Back Roller Classic. They're pretty much a standard for bicycle tourists. It's a good quality product, completely waterproof and lasts forever. I'm also going to be taking what's called a rack pack. That fits across the top of the rear panniers and just provides extra space. And that's the handlebar bag. Normally I would have gone for a bigger version of that, but I managed to get that one free, so that's going out on the road with me as well. Bicycle toolkit. Only going for a week, still got to take the oil for the chain, keeps it in good condition. Rest of the toolkit I'm keeping in this army surplus bag, which I find quite handy. Rolls together, keeps everything neat and tidy. Inside I've got a Topeak Alien 2 multi-tool. That's got things on it like Allen keys just to get you out of trouble, really handy bit of kit. 2 inner tubes. In there's some wax for the Brooks saddle, which I don't need, just happens to be in there anyway. In this one, puncture repair kit. Now I'm running Schwalbe tyres on the bike, which are puncture resistant. Now there seem to be some people that get away for thousands of miles without having a puncture. I am not one of them, and I will prefer to take the patches as well. Bicycle pump, hasn't got a pressure gauge, probably going to upgrade to one with a pressure gauge as soon as I can. Spanner and a pair of pliers. They're never really included in a multi-tool other than a Leatherman, which I don't own at the moment, so I'm just taking those separately. Inside there are a couple of brushes, a soft one and a coarse one. I use those either to clean the bike or just to get dirt out of the shoes. I'll be camping out for this week-long cycling tour of the Fens, and this is some of the gear that I'll be using. The Van Gogh Banshee 200 tent was reduced from £100 down to £75, which I think was a bit of a bargain really. It's classed as a 2-person tent. I think that's a little bit optimistic, either that or I'm turning into a fat bastard, but it is big enough for me and my gear. Sleeping mats. I've got a foam one there. Normally I'd prefer to take a Thermarest or something like that. I just happen to have this one laying around and couldn't really afford the Thermarest at this stage. Sleeping bag. Van Gogh Latitude 300. Now, my first impression, let's come back a bit, when I saw this, was that is a big mofo. And I'm sticking with that first impression really. It is certainly going to be warm enough, and it's probably the ideal sleeping bag really for England in the spring. And for the next cycling tour that begins around the world, I'm doing sort of Scandinavia to start off with, it'll be good enough for that. The pack size is not ideal though, but at 44 quid it's a bit of a bargain really. Next item is a travel pillow. Probably turned into a bit of a pussy in my old age there, but it was only a £5, so what the hell. And finally, a Swiss Army knife. Never leave home without one. As I'm camping on this cycling trip, I'll also be cooking for myself along the way. That's a Whisperlite universal stove, and that takes multi-fuels as well. I have used one of these before on my cycling trip from Alaska to Argentina, and it's a really good bit of kit. The only reason that I'm not using the old one is because I sold it in Argentina because I needed some money. There we've got stainless steel cup. I'm big on stainless steel, don't like aluminium cookware. It has been linked with Alzheimer's. And stainless steel knife, fork and spoon. Also a stainless steel, what is in effect a billy can. In the top there, a smaller pan as well. And that's pretty much it. Food. Bicycle touring makes you hungry, and this is what I'll be leaving the house with. Start off with, I've got 4 days worth of oats in this bottle. And I've got 4 days worth of rice in that one. Now I came up with that solution to store food. Don't know why I didn't think of it before, but it works like a dream. The rest of the food I'm going to be taking with me is in this bag here. Let's just open her up and see what we've got. Brew kit, various teas, coffees, bit of sugar in there. Cup of soups. Powdered drink mix. Cereal bar, another couple of cereal bars. I had an old army ration pack laying around, so I've taken out a couple of things from there, fruit biscuits and ginger oats. That's also the main meal component of an army pack. I've got the rice already. What else? Peanut butter. I was never really a big fan growing up as a kid, but I've come to like it, and it's a cyclist's best friend really, sort of calorie dense, sticks to the sides, fills you up. Three tins of fish. Not much of a gourmet cook when it comes to camp cooking. Basically boil up some rice, empty one of them on top, that's a meal. It's not really complicated, is it? And there must be something else left in here. What have we got? Little Tabasco sauce to jazz it up a little bit. And finally, what's that? Yeast extract. Okay, what the hell, give it a go anyway. These are the cycling clothes that I'll be taking with me for the 1 week trip. Starting off there, that's a pair of Endura Humvee 3/4 cargo cycling shorts. They're not Lycra, I'm not a big Lycra fan for bicycle touring. Pair of cycling shoes, complete with SPD clips. 2 pairs of liner shorts. Cycling tops. So lightweight long sleeve cycling top there, works brilliantly with that Craghoppers t-shirt as part of a layer system. That's a standard long sleeve cycling top. It's probably better off for sort of those chillier days really. And this is quite a thin Carrymore multi-activity top. Not cycling specific, only £7, thought I'd give it a go. This t-shirt here has been rather unkindly described by one person as a green tea towel t-shirt. Actually, it's probably not a bad description really. It's a Craghoppers t-shirt, it's lightweight, hard wearing, dries really fast. And that's all the cycling clothes I'll need for 1 week. This is the waterproof gear that I'll be taking with me. Some waterproof trousers there. I've not tested these yet, and I don't think they're going to be entirely breathable, but I'm sure they'll do the job. The Gore-Tex jacket, on the other hand, is entirely waterproof and breathable. Wasn't cheap, but well worth the money, I think, and it'll last for years as long as I look after it well. Amazon sold this SealSkinz beanie hat. It was £20, and that's £20 well spent, I think. Keeps my head nice and warm, also keeps it dry, although in my case I've got no hair, it's not a massive issue I don't suppose. SealSkinz socks, same thing again, keeps my feet nice and dry and warm, and I packed most of the waterproof gear up in this stuff sack, so it's all kept together. These are the other clothes that I'm taking with me on the cycling trip. Got a lightweight fleece there, couple of pairs of undies, couple of pairs of socks, 1 t-shirt, just taking the 1 non-cycling t-shirt. I can always wear my cycling tops underneath the fleece at night if I want to. Pair of jeans, probably better to go sightseeing or pop down the pub if I want to in a pair of jeans rather than my cycling gear. and a pair of boots, which I am debating whether or not to take. The downside to taking them obviously is the size and the weight of them. The plus side is that if my cycling shoes get wet, at least I've got a nice dry pair of boots to put on at night. Plus sightseeing is easier wearing boots than cycling shoes that have got SPD cleats in. Still need to think about that one a little bit more, so I'll probably make my mind up as I pack the bags before I go. Toiletry and medical kit. Start off with the towel. This is a Life Venture Trek towel. It's one of those microfiber jobbies that absorbs more water than normal towels and dries quicker and all the rest of the malarkey. It's a reasonably sized one. I don't see the point in trying to dry yourself with a dishcloth sized towel. I mean, what's the point? Dry yourself, dry yourself. Rest of the kit then, that's in here. That's the leftovers of a airline hand luggage take-on kit. Just thought I'd just use it up on this trip really. I wouldn't normally take it with me. Normally I'd just take a bar of soap, which I'm keeping in there. I also use a bar of soap to shave with. And for this trip I have an amazing 2 razors. Don't really see any need to carry more than that. I'm only going to shave twice, if that. Pocket tissues. They're there really more for if I get caught short in the wild, although I'm camping on campsites everywhere, you never know. So that's what they're for. Talking of you never know, Imodium. If you've ever been on a cycle tour and started to get the squits, you'll know how important they are, so they're going with me. Couple of antiseptic wipes. Nurofen. Takes those aches and pains away if they start to get worse. Sudocrem, it's an antiseptic healing cream, which is just good if you're, starting to get some sores anywhere. It's just good to put that on. Toothpaste, and in there also is a toothbrush. And that's really all the kit I'm taking. I'm not taking much in the way of medical kit. I don't really foresee a need for it. I'm only cycling in the UK and I'll be in close contact with civilization at all times, although I'm going near Peterborough. When I did my first bicycle tour around New Zealand, that's almost 14 years ago now, I didn't have one single bit of tech gear. Now look at the state of it. That's what I'm taking for 1 week. Kindle 3G, got about 500 books on there. MP3 player, really good battery life, lasts for about 50 hours. I've just written an article on davestravelpages.com about the playlists I'm taking with me. If you want an insight into my musical taste, then please visit it, leave a comment, although to be fair you probably don't want an insight into my musical tastes. Tablet computer, that's the Acer Iconia A1. It's about a year old now. I was invited to the product launch and given that for free. Really good bit of kit, and I'm not saying that because I was given it. It's I've seen it on for sale, and for value for money, you're not going to get much better than that. 8-hour battery life in there, pretty good. Garmin Touring Pro GPS. One of the things I want to do on this cycling tour is give that a thorough testing. It's designed for bicycle touring. It's not as intuitive as I thought or hoped it might be. But it has got potential, and also it provides me with a lot of data which I can then add to the website, so looking forward to using that. This is my latest toy. That's the Hero 3 Plus action camera. Hoping to take some video of this tour, and in general I'm trying to include more cycling videos if I can, both on the website and on YouTube, just to help get people inspired, get them out cycling more, proving that anyone can do a bicycle tour really. It doesn't need to be a round the world trip, even a 1-day, 2-day bicycle tour. Just get out there, enjoy nature a little bit and get on the bike. All this gear needs to be powered up by something. Won't always have access to electricity, mains electricity. This is a power bank. Basically you charge this up, this acts as a joint battery. When your gear starts running out of power, you just charge it via those USB slots. Not tried it in the field yet. Apparently you get between 4 and 5 full charges of a smartphone out of one of those. So this trip will be a nice test for it. This here, well, I was given this. To be fair, it looks like a piece of crap. It might work, I don't know. I mean, I'll stick it on the back of the panniers. It's a solar charger with a small battery. If I get like, an hour's worth of charge for a smartphone out of it, it might be worth keeping. If not, I'll probably bin it. Bag to keep all the leads in, and a padded bag for the tablet computer and other odds and sods. And that is the tech gear that I'll be taking with me on this trip. And that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you found it useful, then please leave a comment below or subscribe to the channel. And of course, visit the main website over at www.davestravelpages.com. See you next time.